what could happen there.
And Anthony Brown, Abe's kid, is down there, so maybe that'll do it. Hey, it'll be Jefferson, and for Morton, it will be the big guy in the middle, and that'll be Tayon Carter, and Tayon Carter gets it. They're going to backcourt for Edward Collins for Morton. Collins will come across the timeline. He's guarded tightly by Hiram Edwards. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. He barely gets it across the timeline. Jarrett Dicky with the ball in the middle. Good tight man-to-man by EC Central right now, trying to dribble into corners. Tryon Jackson, he gets caught, and he's able to get it out barely. And turned all around as Morton. Already it's a turnover as it's stolen right there by Charlie Cleveland. And then a three put up, and real quickly there for Hiram Edwards. He gets his first points, and it's a 3-3 zip EC.
Yeah, defensive intensity sort of hurt more than that one. Hiram Edwards comes out firing. And
there's a foul going to the basket is Trayon Jackson. I'm going to call him Jackson. Jackson goes to the basket, kind of got bailed out on that, but he's going to shoot too.
Yeah, he drove to the basket, and the big thing that the talk against East Chicago is with their pressure. Drive by, try to get to the foul line, get foul shots early, get into foul trouble early.
And you know what? There it is. That is a foul, and that'll be on Jermaine Cousinard. I was very impressed with his game. I've seen him 3 times, I think. Pagatti, I don't know if you and I did an EC game together, did we?
No, not yet.
Not yet. And he hits them both. Yeah, there it is. 3-2. It's EC with the ball. Here comes Hiram Edwards, kicks it out to the left side, and a three is hit immediately there by Keyshawn Lewis, the sophomore lefty. He puts it up and in. You know what? They're going to have to slow down Hiram Edwards. Edwards just drove into the middle, and he could have done whatever he wanted.
Yeah, that time they just got the same corner that Hiram Edwards hit his three from. They hit it.
Now Morton has the ball long 2 put up, and I'll tell you what, Morton hanging around. Nice move there by Jarrett Dickey as he just puts a long 2 up along the baseline. 6-4 EC, 6:40 left here in the first. Ball comes down low, and he got to travel. And a travel against EC as Charlie Cleveland tries to dribble and go at the same time. It's not his strong point. He's good at catching the ball on the block and getting rebounds and kind of pushing people around. Right off the dribble is not his strong point.
No, and I thought Morton did a good job of sagging back there to make him have to do that dribble. But now the man-to-man token pressure that EC puts on, and then once the half court comes, they'll really pick it up.
Jackson, the sophomore point guard, walks the ball up against Hiram Edwards. Now the ball gets in the middle to Tayon Carter. Carter goes to the basket, puts up a runner, misses it, and it's an air ball actually, and it comes out to Hiram Edwards. I thought he'd run with it, but he kind of slowed it down. Pagatti.
Now, what happened was he didn't see a break, and they're going to execute their offense, run some plays, and it's a little double action that they like to run, and we'll see what happens.
They got Edwards listed at 6'1", and I thought they were lying before. He's got it. Hey, long 2 put up by Damian Jefferson. He misses it, goes the other way for Morton, and he missing the bunny for Morton is Jarrett Dickey. Dickey misses his point blank, but I'll tell you what, it's actually not such a bad thing because now you got a foul on Hiram Edwards.
Yeah, what happened was he drove there. He was worried about Edwards trying to block the shot, and so he did some crazy dipsy-do and missed it. But they did get a foul on Edwards.
Collins throws it in underneath the basket. Long 3 put up by Morton, missed, and that one goes up by Dickey. He misses it and goes the other way, and then a quick
2 feet, he hop step, landing on 1-2 to cause a travel, but good sign that Damian Jefferson taking the ball to the basket early.
And now the ball is stolen by Jamar Adams and then stolen back again by Morton, and a nice dish off there by Trayvon Smith as he gives it to the big guy, gets it over to, that is Tayon Carter who gets fouled, and it was dished off by Jarrett Dickey. Dickey's a pretty good athlete. Morton's got some athletes out there. It's just that Chicago's got probably 9 or 10 guys that would start on Morton's team, or maybe even all 12.
Yeah, right. Well, what happened there was second time now East Chicago's gotten a turnover and then just can't get their hands on the ball, and then Morton comes back the other way.
And he hits 1 and hits 2. Nice shooting of the free throws there by Tayon Carter. He's a junior. A lot of the big guy from Morton, Tayon Carter. Don't forget, I'll be on tomorrow. Dave Gladish, board-certified attorney, I believe, is on tomorrow. And we'll talk some law. We'll have some fun. We'll jerk around for a while. And
you always do that, don't you?
Yeah, it's kind of the game, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
We take basketball much more seriously than we do the morning show. How's that go? Hey, he hits 1 of 2 as Tayon Carter hits that one.
He's got 3 free throws. He's 3 for 4 right now as he's started the game and doing a good job in rebounding, Tayon Carter.
Edwards dribbles in, and he tries to go up and under, and he can't do it, but he's fouled because he was blocked there by I've never seen him in their away red at home, so, and maybe that's why they just threw the ball away. Triplett gets it down to Dicky. Dicky puts it up, misses the bucket. Carter, though, gets it up and puts it in, and that'll be, Morton's within 8. That's good, right?
No, you know what? Again, they got the break going. They drew a great play up. Abe did out of the out of in between quarters, and they just threw it away.
And almost throwing it away again is EC. And they do. They throw it away as Keyshawn Lewis, the sophomore, just couldn't get the handle, throws it out of bounds as he tries to go to the basket.
Well, Jed, right now the wrong guys are shooting the ball free. Chicago. Watch Hiram Edwards and Damian Jefferson start taking over here in a little bit.
Full court pressure by EC and getting the ball across. Finally, Jarrett Dickey gets it. The talented senior gets the ball and brings it back out front. Morton looking a little bit lost right now. Finally, Trayon Jackson goes to the basket, and he gets it over here to Tayon Carter. Carter could play on anybody's team in Indiana. He's a very good basketball player, and he turns and he puts it up and in.
Yeah, he's got 7 points tonight, and they're within 6 now, Jed, with 6 minutes to go.
Now Hiram Edwards gives the ball up, and you got a guy that got hurt down low, and he's like that's Jarrett Dickey. I'll tell you what, Morton doesn't need that. It looks like he got elbowed or something.
He got elbowed by his own player. His own player was chasing the guy off the double and drilled him. And they called a foul on a guy from Morton, which is beyond how you could call that. I have no idea. 2 Morton guys ran into each other. They must have called a foul on him fouling his own player.
That would be this. I don't even know what you do with that, but Dickey's going to come out and sit down. He's got the long hair, so he'll be able to hide any knots on his head.
Exactly.
Yeah. And 6:43 in the second quarter, 21-15, EC over Morton. Damian Jefferson really hasn't gotten uncorked down low. He came across the timeline with the ball. Now out front, it's going to be Keyshawn Lewis. Gets it into Jefferson. He finally gets it in the paint. He puts it up and misses, gets his own rebound. And I saw a lot of that against Crown Point, a lot of second shots. He's so quick. He puts it up and in. EC up by 8.
He is a great explosive. If he misses, he goes right back after the ball, and he's so quick off the bounce, he's hard to box out.
Hiram Edwards, tough defense out front on Jackson. And it pays off as Damian Jefferson comes over and forces another Morton turnover.
There you go. I mean, Damian Jefferson scores. Hiram Edwards does a good job defensively. Those two are going to start taking over this game. It's time for them to put a little distance in between themselves and the Morton Governors.
You know, one of the things you want to do, and you're going to play, if you get to win this, you're going to have to play Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Long 3 put up by Hiram Edwards, no good. Rebound by Carter for Morton. And here come the Govs. As Jackson dribbles into the middle, and he has a nice pass, but a beautiful block there by Jermaine Cousinard, and it'll come the other way. Cousinard gets it on the wing now, throws it down low, nice pass, but a beautiful block there, coming the other way by DeAndre Crenshaw for Morton. So 2 great blocks in a row, comes the other way for Morton, and rattling in and out is a shot put up there by Crenshaw, the senior, and he misses that. So up by 8, it'll be EC ball. The big guy brings it down. Damian Jefferson dribbles in the middle, puts up a long 2, and he buries it.
And there's 4 straight points for him. He's going to start taking over him or Edwards, but boy, Damian Jefferson did a great job of getting a rebound. Said, this is my time. Scored.
25-15. Here comes the other way. Another block. This one by Damian Jefferson. Nowhere to go. Hiram Edwards kicks it out and gives it to Jefferson, and he jams it home, Pagatti, just like you said. 2 of the best running the fast break.
Yes, they are. You know what, Jed? They both know where they go. They know where each other are on the court. Edwards unselfishly gives it up, and Damian Jefferson pounds it home.
Hey, we're going to get a timeout. EC up by 12. It's a 60-second timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds on AM 1230 WJOB. In Hammond, Indiana, I'm Jim Diedlow, along with John Pagatti. We just saw a treat. It was not just a great dunk. It was a great pass from Hiram Edwards to Damian Jefferson, and he tomahawked it home, Pagatti.
those two are just playing well. They play well together. They like playing with each other. And those two are fun to watch because they feed off each other. And so as we move along in the sectionals, they keep winning. You got to get out to see those two play because they're two special, talented kids.
Come the other way now. It'll be Morton ball. Carter gets it in. They'll kick it on over here to Snorton. Snorton finally gets it across, and it's Jeray Triplett without the headband. Gets it to Carter. Carter's a player, man. Tayon Carter's not afraid of anybody. He goes up against the beef, and that is Madison Hawkins, a 6'3", 200-pound forward, junior forward for East Chicago, and he brings Morton within 8. I mean, if they could get him open every time down, it'd be a game.
Yeah, well, he's got 11 points right now and 7 rebounds. So he's having a heck of a game here in this sectional opening round game for these two teams.
2:45 left. A long 3 by Damian Jefferson. It's off the back of the rim. He misses it, and it'll come the other way to Snorton. Snorton puts it up lefty, and EC is only winning by 6 right now. And it's just pretty quiet in here.
Yeah, I know. I just think they make the free throws, they're probably winning the game. So, wow, a lot of things going on. Anything can happen in Hoosier hysteria.
2:21 left here in the first half. EC up by 6, and they got the ball. Damian Jefferson out front. He's guarded by a 5'9" guy. They got to post him up, man. Long 2 put up by Jefferson. That's a bad shot, and a rebound comes down to Morton, and the ball is thrown out. It'll be remaining Morton ball.
Yeah, that time Tayon Carter got another rebound. It was deflected out by Edwards, and it's back to Morton. They got a chance to cut the lead down to 4 or maybe 3, Jed.
And it'll be full court pressure by EC. And they don't seem too worried there, Pagatti. Just kind of hanging out, playing a little basketball.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, they know that they're superior team right now, and they'll get worried if it's this close come Triplett third quarter.
Triplett trying to throw the ball, and it gets tipped out, and it'll remain Morton ball. Finally, it comes into Mark Snorton in the corner. A talented running back for Morton brings the ball up. He gets rid of it pretty quickly, gets it to Crenshaw on the right wing. Triplett out front doing a good job holding the ball here. Long 3 is put up and banked in by DeAndre Crenshaw. Banked in. He banked it.
Banked it in. That's 3-point games. That's how teams upset other teams. It's like that.
Hiram Edwards with the ball out front. He'll dribble in the middle, and he'll get it a long 3 put up by the lefty from the corner. Rebound is put up and blocked. Ooh, Carter blocked that one as it was put up by Charlie Cleveland. And Carter, I believe that's going to be his second foul. Let's see what flashes up here. They do a great job here. It's only his first foul. So it's a team 5th on Morton, and that will send Charlie Cleveland to the line. Cleveland is a 6'3" junior, and he hits the first.
Yeah, Charlie Cleveland, as I said, he does all the dirty work for him, and there was a tough offensive rebound, and got to the foul line for East Chicago.
We got a landscaper up here to our right. Don't hold it against him that he's a guy from the east side. And did I drop something? Is that what it said? Thank you. I just dropped about a $40 battery that he just pointed to, and that was it. And 29-24.
Normally you would have planted that thing, those landscapers.
Yep, the Angadi landscaping. All right, making them both, and now coming the other way. Morton misses it. Here comes Hiram Edwards. He puts it up and in. So just like that, a quick 4 for EC, and they're back up by 7 here with 1:11 left. Here comes Morton coming the other way. Crenshaw gets it over to gets it over to Carter, and he flushes it home.
He's not afraid. He's a big guy. He's playing well tonight.
It'll go the other way, and it'll be Hiram Edwards, and it will remain. It goes off of Edwards, and but then Triplett kicks it out, and it'll remain EC ball. 55 seconds left here in the second quarter, and 31 for EC, 26 for Morton from the John A. Barato Center in Class 4A sectional basketball here, March 2015. Going to the basket and missing for EC is Lewis, but the rebound is gotten by Lewis. Now we've got 2 guys with the ball. Now we've got a jump ball, and they both give it away. And pushing is Keyshawn Lewis, and they're going to get a hold of this right now. As Lewis and Snorton go at it, and they're pointing here. You see, Pagani, with the Griffith Hammond situation, the refs get in there pretty quickly.
Yeah, no, but that should have been a technical foul.
Should have been a technical.
Everybody saw the guy push him. I mean, you got to call it. I don't care if we're in the sectionals or not. He shoved him after the kid was just got a good jump ball. That's got to be a technical foul. I don't know why they didn't do it.
Yeah, and Keyshawn Lewis playing some pretty harassing defense right now, and he finally gets called for a foul. No, they're going to call that on Morton. No,
they're calling the other way around.
They're calling that the other way around.
Now they're going to start whooping it, guys. Starting to clap. They better get this under control, Jed.
Yep, all of a sudden you can see it as Mark Norton gives a little clap. Keyshawn Lewis, a fiery sophomore. He got away with one under here. Pagani, I'm not happy about it either. I mean, I've had Bobby Cox, the IHSA commissioner, on. We got a little thing from him right here talking about sportsmanship. And there you go, guy obviously pushes another player, no technical foul. You got to call a technical foul so the other players don't start doing it.
Yes, exactly. And then once you call the technical foul, I guarantee Abe Brown sits him down. You know what I mean? And by not calling it, hey, you're going to allow guys to do it.
Very surprised that was allowed to happen here, especially since the big push, the court fight, the handout we're given as we walk in about sportsmanship. And that was a missed call by the referees here tonight at the Barado Center. Hitting 1 out of 2 there is triplet, and the ball will come into Hiram Edwards. 36 seconds left here in the first half. 31-27, EC over Morton. So it looks like EC's going to go for a final shot here, and it's going to be Hiram Edwards. He's just going to dribble out by the ring. You know, I like his game, Pagani. He has matured, by the way, immensely.
No, as a kid, he's really matured.
I mean, he was just kind of out of control as a sophomore a lot of times. Now he's playing like a 21-year-old man. He's just, hey, you know what, give me the ball and let's do the right thing here. All right, here he goes. He puts up a long 3, top of the key. He misses that badly, and that'll be it at halftime. A surprising comeback here after being down by 14. Morton comes back. They're only down by 4. 31 for EC, 27 for Morton. Here's what we're going to do. Harlow, you know how to do a show. You're going to do a little halftime show for us. That's going to be the Dr. Michael Mintz of Ileana Endodontics halftime show. We'll be back with you in about 7 minutes. I'm going to go grab a bite.
Really well for a big guy.
Hiram Edwards dribbles up around the top of the key. He's kind of standing there with the ball. He's guarded by Snorton. It's a nice matchup. Edwards, Snorton, very athletic. Not the greatest on offense, but a great defender and a pretty good leaper.
He's got that football mentality.
Yeah. And a block from behind by Jarrett Dicky as Damian Jefferson was showing a lot of ball. He got it looks like he got his head there. We're going to call that foul on Dicky.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if he had to try to block that shot, Jeff, because they were at the charge. Tanner Carter was right there to be able to get that charge, and he didn't get it. Jefferson will go to the line shooting 2. That's the second foul for Morton this half. And they're the only ones who have it. EC doesn't have any fouls yet. That's actually the third on Jarrett Dicky. I wonder if and Dre Triplett gets a steal from Jefferson. And the ball goes up to DeAndre Crenshaw, and he puts it up. No good, but he's fouled. I'm sorry, that was Tyrion Jackson. Jackson kind of jumped into Cleveland, and he got the foul. Yeah, you know what? They bad pass into the post by Hiram Edwards caused that. You got to throw those balls up in the air and let those big guys, like a taller Damian Jefferson, catch the ball in the air and make his move, throw it at his feet, which allowed the Morton break. We got a little line at the concession stand back there. I didn't get my popcorn until right at the end here, so I do apologize. Oh, you're doing there as they really try to heat up at half court. Finally getting the ball in. Wasn't easy, but Morton gets it into Jackson. Jackson walks across the timeline against Cousinard. Carter with the ball out front. He goes to the basket. He throws up a wild shot. Miss. Cousinard rebound. Throws it down to his fellow sophomore, Keyshawn Lewis, and up and under, and that's good.
You know, you say Hiram Edwards and Damian Jefferson got it going. How about Lewis and Cousineau?
That time they got their little break going to each other a little bit. But good time out there by Coach Dermody. Try to calm this Morton team down a little bit. They thought they were going to be in the game, and now a 4-point halftime lead has exploded to 11.
It's an 11-point lead. We'll be back. Amstel 30.
Great job, Jed, of going and getting his own rebound after he misses.
44-33. That's the score here at and that was a three put up there by Damian Jefferson, and it's good. So it's 46-33, and now you got a timeout. You know what? They didn't put that up. Should be 10 points. 10-point lead now for EC over Morton. Long two put up by Hiram Edwards at the top of the key, and actually it's a 13-point lead now for EC. 1:52 left here in the third quarter. Plymouth beats South Bend Clay 49-46. Clay was looking to get through that sectional and do some damage.
It's Hoosier hysteria, Jed. Anything can happen. That's why they picked up the defensive intensity. They didn't foul, and they went to the zone, which has eliminated Morton from driving the ball to the basket. That's what they did to win that quarter 19-10 and take a 15-point lead.
52-37, that's the score to open up the fourth quarter. Morton will open up with the ball. They do not have the lead. Triplet out front, gets it to Carter in the middle. Carter goes to the basket. He hops, skips, and jumps it up there. No good. Rebound comes down to Cousineau of EC, but he stepped on the end line.
Well, they say he stepped on the end line, but it looked like the fans said he had his heels up high, which it looked like he had his heels up high. And but referees saw it. I guess they see things differently than we do and gave the ball to Morton.
Long three put up by Morton, and that is good. Loses it again, and here comes Jefferson. Jefferson over to Hiram Edwards, throws it down here to Jefferson again, and he's fouled before he can get that shot off or in the act.
Yeah, well, you know, the two sophomores are doing really well. Keyshawn Lewis has got 6 already this half. Cousineau has 7. So those young kids are playing well. They got a little wake-up call at halftime, I think, from Abe in the locker room.
I'd like to say hello to my cousin listening in South Bend. He gave us that Plymouth South Bend Clay score. Scott Francoeur. Used to hear him here on these airwaves doing some play-by-play. You may hear him again. Ball comes into Cousineau on the baseline. Cousineau, Damian Jefferson goes coast to coast with it, and he's going to try to jam it home. And he fakes the jam and comes underneath the basket, puts it off the basket, a la another 23.
Yeah, it looked like some Michael Jordan move there.
It did, man.
People could have saw that one.
If you decided to stay home and didn't come out, you're an idiot, because you missed it. You don't get to see this every day.
No, you don't. Not these two guys. They're two special players right now, and people got to get out here at this sectional and see them, because they do some unbelievable things. They're very good athletically. Probably some of the best athletes that Abe has had in a long time.
You know, I got to say that obviously. In a dunking contest, Damian Jefferson's going to be right up there at any level just about. But that's really not the best thing to watch about these two players. First of all, they've been playing together a long time. They know where each other where each other is, and they're playing within themselves.
Yes, they are. And what they're doing is they're creating other things than just, they make the right pass. They can really change in midair with the ball and trying to make a different move. At the last second, they can make a pass if they're flying in the air. They're very, very smart basketball players.
Carter got fouled on a rebound there, and he misses both free throws. So 60-40, and 5:37 left here in the fourth quarter. So EC's got this one under control. Let's see how long Abe goes with his starters. Hiram Edwards kicks it out to Damian Jefferson for a long three, and he buries it. Using a lot of left hand. EC up now, 70-46. As EC taking over this ball game. Hiram Edwards just comes out of the break and goes right to the basket. Now a steal by EC, and Edwards gets the ball again. He's looking to give it to somebody, and he gives it to Keyshawn Lewis, who goes to the basket, puts it up, and he'll miss it. Rebound goes to Morton. Under 3 left here. Carter gets it to Jaron Thomas, and the diminutive guard is just hammered the Morton guard, and he'll go to the line to shoot a couple.
I can see Abe trying to sub now. We don't need no Tom Thibodeau, as everybody calls right now. We're going to get those guys out and get them some rest and not get hurt in a 70-46 game. So I think he's about ready to take them out.
Yeah, you're right. Jamar Adams and Trayvon Smith are going to come in. I got to believe they're going to take Jefferson and Edwards. What do you think?
I would think that both those guys are going to come out, or at least I know for sure one of them will be coming out.
You know, you got a little highlight reel. We are actually videoing the game. I have an intern here, and that is Christina Cortez. Hi, Christina. And she is a senior at Munster. Hey, here comes Jefferson and Edwards coming out. I'm even going to clap for
There you go.
You know what I mean? That was pretty good show today. You know what I mean? Jerry Siska sitting over here for his Highland Trojans. Highland and Lowell up next. Don't go anywhere. We're going to send it back to the studio after this one. And Pagani and I are going to go get some EC tamales.
Well, there you go.
And we're going to talk to some folks and just kind of do what we do best, just hang out amongst basketball fans. And then we'll be back for the Highland versus Lowell game. That could be a good game. Highland would love to upend the Lowell Red Devils. Lowell's got a real good team, though.
Yeah, they do. You know, Highland hasn't won a game in this sectional in the last two sectionals, so it'll be nice to see if they can try to get a win.
Long three put up by Jermaine Cousinard. It is Jarrell Triplett going up for a three, and he is fouled by Trayvon Smith, the 5'9" junior guard for EC. You know, Trayvon would get a little bit more time early on in the season. They're not using him as much late. And part of that has to do is these two sophomores are just taking it over.
They're playing very, very well right now. 18 points by Jermaine Cousinard. Keyshawn Lewis shooting the ball well. He's playing under control. He really has hard. Abe's got a hard time trying to, get playing time for these guys.
You know, Pagati, it'll be Highland and Lowell here, and Joe Delgado, the former coach at Clark, is a real good team with Lowell. If they're able to get back by Highland, they're going to have to match up with East Chicago Central. They're a little bigger, maybe a little bit better outside shots, but they're going to have to deal with this kind of speed. You're a little slower, you're more of a, you play a motion offense and so forth. What do you do to slow down an EC team?
Well, I think you've got to play zone, I think, and you've got to really guard some of their shooters and make them, if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to beat you by shooting the ball from the perimeter. And then you got to take away the fast break. That's the thing. You got to take good shots because turnovers and bad shots lead to layups.
Johnny Jones, the 6'9" sophomore, puts it up again, and it'll be 79-55, your final here. Nope, it's got another second or two. They're just going to let it run out. Good idea.
Good idea.
79 for East Chicago Central, 55 for the Morton Governors. That'll be the last ball game here of Jared Dickey's career, and Deontra Crenshaw and Jachi Covington for the Morton Governors. But I got to tell you, Kevin, Germany has some good underclassmen. You saw it from the Triplett brothers here. You also saw, Tyreon Jackson and Tayon Carter. So the future looks bright for the Governors. The future looks even brighter right now for the East Chicago Central Cardinals. They'll go in, they'll chill for a little while, then they'll come out and they'll watch the Highland Lowell game, which Pagati and I are going to broadcast here in a little bit. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, and Pagati and I are going to come back and get some stats, and we're going to pick the Yaney Law player of the game here on Walsh Construction. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the John A. Baradio Center on the campus of East Chicago Central. He's John Pagati. I'm Jim Delo. He's the head basketball coach at South Suburban College. We just witnessed a pretty good basketball game, and really by a pretty good team, and if you narrow it down even further, a pretty good duo in Damian Jefferson and Hiram Edwards. You'll be watching both of these guys on Saturday afternoon somewhere. And Pagati, the key for East Chicago in the second half, they were only up by 4 at halftime. What did they do differently?
Well, I thought they improved they picked up their defensive intensity, and then they fell back into the zone and really did a really good job of taking Tayon Carter out of the mix. He only had 2 points in the second half. He had 13 at halftime. And then Damian Jefferson got his break going, as well as Jermaine Cousinard. They got out in the breaks. They got the transition going. They took the big fella away from Hammond Morton, and they sort of picked up their defensive pressure as well and made it shoot the ball from the outside. Those things, those keys, when you shoot on the outside, you get long rebounds, leads to wide open layups, which they got in the second half.
The Morton Governors doing a good job also keeping it close till halftime. This is a heavily favored East Chicago Central team. They'll go to 19-3, and they'll await the winner of the next game, which is Highland versus Lowell, and we will have the broadcast there.